You know that your injuries, right, are covered under the stripes, right? Y'all know that? Like, people are like, oh, sickness, disease, maybe even accidents. No, like actual injuries are covered. I'll share this real quick. About 4 years ago or so, seems like so many of our testimonies are about Liam. Our oldest son he likes to scavenge things from the yard and from neighbors' construction sites and stuff like that. And at some point, a carpenter staple, like one of those about 3-inch carpenter staples, had fallen out of something that he had brought in. And he was running through the room barefoot, and he stepped on it. Well, the way he stepped on it, it opened the staple up to where it went straight. And if you've ever opened one of those staples up, they don't open up into a straight line. It doesn't look like a nail. It kind of goes over, then it goes up, down, comes back down, and it makes like the pi symbol, something similar to the pi symbol. Well, it went all the way in past the bend to the second half, and it hit bone. And so when I went in, I picked him up, I set him on the bed. I didn't know what it was at first, and I thought it was just a little piece of metal. And so I started pulling on it, and that hook on the metal started pulling the skin and everything inside it. I could see it pulling and hooking. I could feel it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. Like, what? I'm like, I can't pull that straight out. And so we took him down, and his mom was gone. We only had one vehicle at the time, so I called his mom and was like, hey, you need to head back here. I'm like, I'm praying over this. This is what happened, and I'm trying to work it out. I'm like, but if this thing bent anymore inside there, I don't know what it might be hooked on, and I don't want to pull on it because I can't see where it's hooked. And so I told her to come on back, and I just kept praying for him. And I'm just sitting there messing with it. At first, it was stuck in there. Like, it was stuck in the bone. Wasn't budging. It was pulling if it budged at all. I just started praying in tongues. And as I just prayed in the Spirit over it, all of a sudden, it slipped a little bit. And I was like, okay. And we started pulling it out. And I've got pictures of it somewhere. But pulled this staple out. And when it came out, it had pretty much straightened itself. The metal had straightened almost completely out. Like, if you've ever messed with those, you can't straighten that by hand. You got to hammer it out. It came out almost perfectly straight. Not only that, but then, I set him on the chair, and I went back into the office to work. My daughter came in about 15 minutes later. She's like, hey, Dad, you need to come out and see Liam's foot. I'm like, oh, great, what happened now? I come walking out, and we walk over, and we have that's what we have the pictures of on our computer at home, but it's the hole from where it went in. It's completely closed over, completely smooth skin, 15 minutes. So, God heals injuries. For those of you that are parents, you got to believe that and accept it because your children are going to need you to believe it at some point in time. Amen? All right.